Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay everybody, so I'm very tired right now. And I have a lot to do today. So the story time today is probably going to be shorter than usual. I've been working out with my trainer recently, you know, going back down to Florida from the 30th to the 3rd. My skin has been breaking out really badly and my rosacea is starting to act up. You want to know why? Because I have not been washing my face. Because I decided it was a good idea to wax my face. Now, whenever I wax my, upper lip, and, I don't know why, but I, waxed right here because I thought it would get rid of the blackheads, I get a bunch of little tiny bumps on my face. So, yeah. That leads me into our next thing. Before we get into today's story time, a word from our sponsor. Okay, everybody, so I would like to give a big shout out to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. So if you've never heard of Scentbird, it is a company that is designed to send out sample bottles of high-end perfume to last you 30 days. Which, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I know that whenever I go into the store and I try out 20 different perfumes, I tend to have no idea which one actually smells like which, and I end up going home with one that I very much dislike. So in this package, I have 4 bottles of designer perfume that Scentbird was kind enough to send me. And the perfume comes in these really cute suede bags. And when you take it out of the suede bag, this is the packaging. Very nice, sleek, and classy. So this one is Deck of Scarlet. And this is how you open up the perfume. You just twist the top. I actually have not tried any of these out, by the way. Then you just spray it. It's giving me very flowery and summery vibes, to be honest. So this one came in blue packaging. This one is called a line. Oh, that one's giving me very fruity vibes, low-key fall vibes, you know, going to the pumpkin patch. Okay, so you can pull it out to check which perfume it is. I am actually very happy about this. So I had a full-size bottle of this, right? I took it to Florida and I lost it. Love that for me. But this scent is literally such a staple scent. I'm so happy they sent this to me because I probably never would have went out and bought another one. I always forget whenever I'm at the store, which I feel like I love this subscription because of that, because when I'm at the store, I am not thinking about which bottle of perfume I'm getting, sweetie. And with these coming in every month with a subscription, I feel like you will never have to forget again about buying perfume at the store. Okay, so now that we've tried out all the perfumes, I'm kind of going to break it down for you guys. So Scentbird has over 600 high-end designer perfumes for you guys to choose from. The subscription is also very flexible, so anytime that you say, oh, I want to skip this month, there will be no penalties at all. And like I said earlier, you'll get a 30-day supply of fragrance, so you can kind of figure out if you want to commit to it before buying the whole bottle. And if you guys decide that you want to upgrade your subscription, you can get 2 or 3 bottles a month that you choose from. A subscription is only $16 a month, and with my code Kaylee, your first box will be $11. In all honesty, guys, I feel like this is one of the smartest subscription boxes because, like me, I feel like a lot of people forget that having a unique perfume is such a statement. And this is great for people who like to switch it up a lot. I get it. You don't want to commit yet. That's fine. You don't have to with this. You can be diverse. You can get whatever you want. So before you guys decide to commit to a designer perfume that is very expensive, I will drop a link down below so that way you guys can check out Scentbird. Alright everybody, I'm really not trying to hold up the videos, so let me bring you guys up close. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to give the usual rundown before we get into this. Most of these story times are sent in by anonymous users. For most of the video, I will be looking in this direction because my mirror is over here and I would like to see what I'm doing. I do tell these story times in a first-person point of view. If you don't like that, then there's the door.
There's the door, bitch!
Oh my gosh, guys, literally the worst part. I don't know why I decided to wash my brushes yesterday or the day before, knowing that they were going to be wet. So now I have to use all the ones that I hate. Alright, so story time about how my cousin's quinceañera turned into an absolute shit show. Literally. So a little background information. I was 14 and it was my freshman year of high school. Okay, so for months my whole family had been preparing for my cousin's quinceañera. By the way, I am not a native speaker, so do not judge my Spanish and how I pronounce the word quinceañera, okay? Just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Like, we had been practicing all the dances and making sure that everything was perfect pretty much. Well, finally it was the night before my cousin Desiree's party and everybody was super excited. We were all at my grandma's house so that way we could practice our dances a little bit more and just make sure everything was perfect. Because that's where we did a lot of our setting up and practicing, was at my grandma's house. So we squeezed in one more dance practice. Well, after all of my cousins left, Desiree and I were waiting for her parents to pick her up while in my grandma's living room, just chilling on the couch. And it was around 7 o'clock, so it wasn't too late, but my grandma made it very clear that everybody needed to be well rested for Desiree's big day tomorrow. Well, literally 2 minutes before Desiree's parents showed up, she decided that she was going to drop the biggest bomb on me ever. So out of nowhere, this girl says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I invited my boyfriend to my 15." So me, being the only one with a brain in this duo of her and I told her, "Hey, that's probably not a good idea, sis." Not to mention, I didn't even know that she had a freaking boyfriend at the time. Literally no one did. Most likely because she probably would have died. Now I know you're probably wondering, "Oh, Kaylee, why was it such a big deal?" Well, sis, her parents were extremely strict. I mean, scratch that, pretty much my whole family was, but that's besides the point. If they found out that she had a boyfriend, they would go absolutely ballistic. Once again, not just them, my whole family would freak and it would just not be a good situation at all. So like I said, like 2 minutes later, her parents pull up. And because I am the most amazing cousin in the world, I decided to keep my mouth shut because I did not want to ruin her big day. Just kidding. I mean, I wouldn't have said anything anyways, because my family did not need any more drama. You know that one person in the family who just like ends up knowing everybody's secrets somehow? I feel like that was low-key me. I mean, I'm not really complaining though because I pretty much had something on everybody. Well, while I'm just laying in my bed that night, I was just thinking of all the things that could possibly go wrong tomorrow. Like the worst scenarios, and it was giving me major anxiety. Anyway, so finally the morning of the party rolls around, and Desiree's entire dance court, including me, were all getting ready at my grandma's house. We were getting our hair done and our makeup done, you know, all that fun stuff. But like always, my family was behind schedule. A lot. Like, just don't ever count on us to be on time for anything because I don't care how important it is, you're not gonna see us there until like 2 hours later, sis. Like, our pictures were supposed to be taken at 9 this morning, but instead we made it there at 11 in the afternoon. And if you've ever tried taking family photos when you have a huge family, you will know that it is the most frustrating thing ever in your life. Nobody listens, people are all over the place, just doing whatever they want. Anyways, at 12 in the afternoon, we finally got done with our pictures. And we all hurry up and get to the hall where the party was being held. And when we got there, nobody was there, thank goodness, because my grandma was super stressed out about the whole thing. Like, this woman took this stuff serious, like to heart. Which, you know, I kind of get it. You know, one of your grandbabies is finally turning into a woman. But still, grandma was like yelling at every single person. I mean, her words were, "We still have so much to do." Like, sis, we've been preparing for months, so what do you mean? But the only thing that we literally did was just practice our dances to make sure that everything was perfect again. But after we did that, to help pass the time, we helped the party planner set everything up because it was still only like 1 in the afternoon. So after everybody arrived, the band was playing music, everybody was having a super good time, which I was very thankful for. By the looks of it, today might be a really good day. No drama or anything. But you know, we were catching up with long distance family. Well, then about an hour into the party, my sister shows up. Now, I didn't really have a good relationship with my sister. We never really got along. And we are going to call my sister Brianna. Now, this punta walks in wearing a floor-length dress with rhinestones and sparkles on it. Like, sis was acting like this was her 15. So, of course, everybody is giving this girl dirty ass looks. Except for my parents, of course, because they literally cherished her. I mean, which is expected, you know, she is their kid, but still. So, of course, my parents were super happy to see her, and then Desiree walks up to me, and of course she was very thrown off by this grand entrance that my sister made. Like, it looked like this girl was invited to the Met Gala. And Desiree's like, dude, what the fuck is your sister wearing? So me wanting Desiree to have a good time, my brother Holden and I walk up to Brianna, and we both tell her off. I was like, dude, this isn't your party. Why are you wearing something like this on Desiree's special day? I mean, it was something along those lines that I said. But then she completely ignores what I say, and she goes, OMG, I haven't seen you in so long. I've missed you so much. How are you? And then she hugged me, and I was so confused. Like, Brianna knows damn well that her and I do not get along whatsoever. And she was trying so hard to avoid the topic of why she shouldn't be wearing that f***ing dress. But then again, I should have known something was going to happen like this because Brianna just loves to be the center of attention of everything. Like, sis really just couldn't be happy for anybody else. So for the sake of my parents, I decided that I wasn't going to argue with her and I was just going to play it cool and walk the fuck away. Until after the party when I was probably going to kill her. So after that, I just decided to avoid her for the rest of the night because everybody here, including me, had no time for drama. So I pretty much just hung out with my cousins, you know, we danced, had a good time. And you know, for that little bit of time, things seemed like they were going good. It didn't seem like the night could be ruined at all. But I could not be more wrong. Halfway through the party, Desiree comes marching up to me with the most angry look on her face, like I did something wrong. Like, this girl looked like she was about to murder someone. So then she whispers in my ear, what the fuck is Brianna doing? And she sounded extremely pissed off, which I couldn't blame her because, you know, Brianna was just a shit show. And I didn't even know what was going on because I hadn't even paid attention to Brianna because I was trying to avoid going off on her since she decided to make that grand entrance earlier. So I was like, what do you mean? And then she physically turns me around and points. And then I see my 21-year-old sister sitting at the table where all of Desiree's high school friends were, and I'm pretty sure that she was the reason why we had assigned seats. Like, that table was just supposed to be for Desiree and her friends. Well, then I look a little bit closer and she's being really flirty with this white boy who's sitting right next to her. Well, then it took me a second or two to realize that was Desiree's secret boyfriend. So me, being Captain Save-A-Ho, I march over to my sister and literally pull her off of the seat. And I'm like, listen, I know you didn't know this, but that boy that you're flirting with right there, that's Desiree's boyfriend. You cannot be talking to him. And first of all, can I just point out the fact that I was absolutely disgusted by this? Like, the fact that my adult sister was talking to a minor, like, that is so disgusting. And that pretty much just shows that she does not have any morals whatsoever, or even any boundaries. Like, it was just disgusting. But of course I didn't say anything out loud. So I pretty much just told her to fuck off and go back to her assigned seat.
And turn your big ass around and get the fuck back to your fucking seat. The fuck is wrong with your ashy ass?
Well, surprisingly, I thought that Brianna was actually going to be a good person for once. Because surprisingly, she didn't argue with me. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I won't talk to him again. And then she actually walked away. I was shook. I was like, okay, sis, maybe you're not as terrible of a person as I thought you were. And then she walked away. I don't know why I believed her, to be honest. I was probably like the biggest freaking idiot in the world for thinking that she would actually be a good person for once. Anyways, after that, Desiree seemed happy, so mission complete. Well, at this point in the party, everybody started drinking. Some people were just drinking socially, some people were drinking to get up, and some people were just drinking because it was free alcohol. And if you were underage, you could get away with it because it was a special occasion. But Desiree's parents were super drunk. Like, there was probably not one adult that did not have alcohol in their system. He took so... Which, I mean, they deserve to have a good time because this party took the most planning. And because everybody's parents were drunk, my cousins decided to take it upon themselves and get drunk too. The only people who hadn't been drinking were me and my brother because he was supposed to be the DD of the night. And I just did not feel like drinking. There was too much that could have went wrong. So finally the time came for us to perform our traditional dances. And surprisingly, we all did really well considering half my cousins who were in the dance were drunk as fuck. But everybody knew that my grandma would have went insane if we did all of that practicing for nothing. Finally, after the dance, it was time for everybody to give their speeches and make some toasts, which if you didn't know, that is one of many traditions at a 𝗃𝐶𝐶. Desiree's parents went first, and then our grandparents went second. And then I made my speech, and then my cousin RJ made his, and it was really beautiful. Like, all of us were in tears at the end. Well, then finally it was time for Jake's speech, and I do not have time to explain who Jake is, but just know that he was in love with Desiree. He was Desiree's dance partner before this. This boy probably looks back to this day and is probably so embarrassed about the fact that he grabs the microphone and starts professing his love to Desiree in front of her whole family. He said something along the lines of, "This experience has changed my life. To be close to you and your family has been so amazing." Sounds a little bit weird. "You're just an amazing person and I love you so effing much." I mean, in his defense, he was kind of drunk, but still, it was just the funniest thing I had ever seen in my whole life. And low-key, I was embarrassed for him. Now, Desiree was very embarrassed and the whole family looked shocked. But the one person who was even more shocked about this was Desiree's boyfriend. He stands up from his chair and kicks it over, making a whole scene, and is like, "What the F are you talking about? I'm her effing boyfriend." And the room went silent. And Jake's face just kind of falls to the floor whenever he realizes that Desiree will most likely never be in love with him. Like, it looked like he wanted to curl up into a ball and cry. And I don't blame him. Well, Desiree's drunk-ass boyfriend charges at Jake and tackles him on the dance floor and starts beating the crap out of this kid. Everything happened so fast and blood was everywhere. And now my favorite part, of course, you remember when I told Desiree it was not a good idea to invite her boyfriend? Do you also remember whenever I said that her parents are very strict and they had no idea about her boyfriend? Well, whenever my dad and my uncle, aka Desiree's dad, both saw this, they threw their beer bottles on the floor. Glass was everywhere. Desiree's dad looks at her and says, "You have an effing boyfriend?" And he was literally screaming at the top of his lungs. So Desiree starts crying, of course. And you know, she's apologizing. Well, then Desiree's dad starts beating the crap out of Desiree's boyfriend while everybody is trying to pull everybody off of each other. When her boyfriend stood up, it was very bad. He had 2 black eyes. His mouth was bleeding terribly. Finally, everybody started to calm down, except for Desiree's boyfriend, who says, "I knew you were effing cheating on me. How could you let your dad do this to me?" Then Desiree's parents start yelling at her again. And at this point, Desiree was a hot mess. She had snot coming out of her nose. She was just not a pretty sight. Well then, that's whenever her boyfriend says, "Oh, and that's why I did the nasty with your cousin in the bathroom." Oh, I'm sorry, your older cousin in the bathroom. My heart stopped and I already knew who he was talking about. My eyes immediately looked at Brianna. And as soon as I looked at her, I knew that he was talking about her. I mean, I knew before, but like her face said it all. Like, she really did the nasty with a child. Like, at this point, my sister was just like disgusting to me and I never ever wanted to see her again. If it wasn't for Desiree, I would have actually hurt my sister. But turns out that I didn't need to. Desiree walked over to my sister and yanked her down by the hair. And they started fighting and they were both scratching each other with these long ass acrylics. So Desiree's mom pulls her off of my sister. My mom is trying to control Brianna. Nobody really knows who ended up calling the cops. But whenever they showed up, we were all kicked out. Desiree's dad got arrested for fighting a minor. Desiree's boyfriend got arrested, Desiree got arrested, Brianna got arrested, and because of the amount of alcohol that they could smell on everybody's breath, they all had to take like blood tests or whatever. The only good thing, I guess, is that nobody ended up going to jail. Even though Brianna did do some pretty nasty things, nobody really said anything to the police about it. Well, Desiree broke up with him for a while, and then eventually, now she is back together with him. And Brianna went back down to Florida and has not shown her face at a family function since. I mean, the only good thing is that we can look back on this moment and we can all laugh about it. Even if some very terrible things did happen, we all had such a good time before that, and it was probably one of the most interesting teen stays I have ever been to in my life. Okay, everybody, so before we close out this video, I would like to announce the winner for the Casetify cases. So the first winner is Sky M. Day, and the second winner is Aaliyah Barnes. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but congratulations, guys. If you didn't win this giveaway, don't worry, there will be many giveaways in the future. I always make sure to do a giveaway at least every like 3 to 6 months. Last time it was an iPhone, and then before that it was AirPods. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me, maybe hit that subscribe button down below. And if you would like to know when I post my next video, then make sure to click that bell. Also, if you would like to keep up with me on any of my other social medias, make sure to follow them. They are all linked down below. And if you would like to send in your anonymous story time, I will have a link down below for that as well. Love you guys.